My little pony, my little pony. My little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be. My little pony. Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat. And magic makes it all complete. You have mine. Do you know you're all my very best friends?
Hello and welcome to another episode 3 of The Lost Pegasus. I'm your host, Okami the Wolf 1, here with all your pony news and info. Well, you might have noticed I was off for a week, or maybe you didn't, but I was sick. But I'm better now, so I'm back to recording podcast and fanfiction, and now it'll be a whole lot easier, and you'll be getting more content due to the fact that I now have a brand new computer that I built myself. The very first computer I built, and the best one I've owned so far. It's pretty cool, actually. It's running Windows 7, of course, housed in a Antec 900 case, has an Asus CD drive, a Western Electric green 1 terabyte hard drive, a very good motherboard, a 560 Ti graphics card, a Intel i5 2600K processor, a jumbo cooling unit, and a 650 watt power supply. So yeah, it's pretty good. It glows blue, and it's got a jumbo 200 millimeter fan on top. So it's pretty good for $1,000, I think. Oh, and I got some accessories too. I've got a Logitech webcam, a $30 Logitech G something or other gaming mouse. It's pretty good. Their deluxe G510 keyboard with a little screen in it. It's got a lot of gaming keys too. A mouse pad, and I'm using a TV monitor that we had, a spare one. So now that I've got all this, oh yeah, and the monitor is like 28 inches, so it's pretty good. Now that I've got all this, I can do a lot more and give you folks a lot more better stuff. You might have noticed some of the artwork on my DeviantArt page was kind of well, I didn't really have much of an art program. Now, I don't have it yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to get Photoshop CS6, the newest version that was released a couple months ago. I know it's $450, but I'm definitely going to get that. I've got a really good word processor that I'm getting. I also am getting Vegas Movie Studio 12, so I can do all my editing. I have a capture card, so I can do Let's Plays. And now I'm on Skype. And Gotham City Imposters, downloading from the Nexus mods, for Skyrim and Fallout, all that stuff. So it's great having my own computer instead of having to share one with everyone else here. But it's pretty good. So enough about my new computer. You'll probably want to see some stuff. Well, I have good news. Within the next week, I will have the full audio recording of Sunny Skies All Day Long posted. I haven't been able to do it. I was sick, some computer issues and stuff. But now I will have that up, and it will be on EQD along with, hopefully, this podcast. I'm not posting 1 and 2 because they weren't that good, but I'm definitely posting number 3, because 3 is a charm. Now, today, actually, I have good news. And that good news is there's actual pony news that we will be getting into later on. First, a word from our sponsors. Today's episode of the Lost Pegacast is brought to you by me, Okami the Wolf 1. If you'd like to read fanfiction that's or you want to buy some pony plushies or commission me, go to okamithewolf1.deviantart.com or okamithewolf1 at fanfiction.net and fimfiction.net. Also check out my Fur Affinity and Ink Bunny pages at Okami the Wolf 1 at Ink Bunny and Okami the Wolf 1 at Fanfiction. And for all your YouTubing needs, head on over to Ponyfix Out Loud for all of your pony audiobooks. Okay, now that shameless plug is over, let's get down to business. And I hope this is recording good because I'm using a new microphone. Last time I've been using a Konami, or actually it's a Logitech karaoke microphone. But this time I've got the microphone on my headset. It was only a $15 headset, but it seems to record okay. But if it's not coming out too good, I'll switch. So, today, let's see, first, letters for Last Pegacast. Not surprisingly, there are no letters. Hopefully there will be next week. But, if you want to send something to me to read on any subject, preferably ponies, but any geeky subject, I will try to answer it. And that you can send to lastpegacast at gmail.com. Okay, now that that's over, now to news, I guess. We've got some great news. Two really big things happening. One, Season 3 has finally been announced. That's right, folks, you heard it here last. Season 3 of My Little Pony is finally going to be aired, and that air date is November 10th. Now, we all knew it was going to be in November, because there was no way they were going to release the Crystal Empire DVD, which has the first 2 episodes of the show, before the show actually is aired. That wouldn't make any sense, although I wouldn't put it past them. But they're not. And we knew it was going to air Saturday. Obviously, it always airs Saturday. So that left us with 4 dates. Fortunately, November 10th is the second of the 4 potential dates. So we're getting it at an earlier time than opposed to like the end of November. But yes, and it is going to be both parts aired at once. The Crystal Empire, Part 1 and Part 2. Now, I still wonder, and I believe I touched upon this before, but there are only 13 episodes in the season. Now, if you combine 2 of those episodes and air them at the same time, that's only 12 episodes. Now, granted, they probably won't air them one week after another. There will probably be a gap. But that still only leaves us with a 3 months worth of pony for one season. And that's a pretty big gap. Unless, like, they have a much shorter time between Season 3 and Season 4. Unless they, cut it up like that. It's going to be very short. I do not know. Again, they could be doing this. They could be counting those 2 episodes as one episode. So when they say 13 episodes, they could be technically 14, and those 2 are combined and could be counted as one. Now, this is all hypothetical. So it could be either 13 separate episodes in TV speak, or 14, counting the fact that those first 2, it's a single episode, using the word episode more deeply. I hope you know what I mean. So, that would be nice, although I'm thinking they'll count it as 2, so we'll only get 12, unfortunately. But, still, we got new pony stuff, it's good. And an interesting thing about that, with the inclusion of Season 3, we now have 65 episodes. And so we've already beaten out, I believe, Teen Titans, very popular show. That only had 65 episodes, plus a movie. But so we've already beaten out that. let's see, what else have we beat out? I could name a bunch of shows from like the 90s that had short lengths, and a lot of animes that were short lengths, but I'm not sure. But this is good. Season 3. I'm hoping that it seems that they've experimented a little with season 3. If I remember right, because I've only heard rumors, but there's supposed to be some sort of underlying subplot, or something ongoing throughout this season. Also, I believe the return of Discord, and I think I heard something about Trixie. Now, this is all just rumors that I've heard. I've been trying to avoid all season 3 rumors, because I want it to be a surprise, because I've said before that it has ruined it with different franchises. Like with a couple games, I did that. I looked for every scrap I could get, and by the time the game came out, I already knew everything, and it was ruined it. Although I'm going to do that again with Grand Theft Auto 5, I know it. Although I may be working at GameStop by the time that comes out. Well, that'll be interesting. But, so, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so rumors. So, again, they'll be, bringing back, these two characters, and, Discord is only back because he was so popular. I mean, if Discord hadn't been as popular, he might not have even appeared. But being so popular, everyone wanted him back. So even if he only appears as, a flashback, or, a voice, if he's able to get his voice out and mess with Celestia's head or something, oh, that'd be funny. I know if you read a lot of fan fictions, Discord, before he was imprisoned 1,000 years ago, it seems everyone thinks that he and Celestia were an item. I've seen lots of pictures of them together, good pictures. When Celestia's really young, her mane is all pink, as opposed to its ethereal, multi-hued glow. Which is an interesting thing to bring up, not to switch the subjects or anything, but why is Celestia's mane pink? I mean, okay, that sounds weird at first, but she has four or five collars. I don't have a picture of her. Oh, wait, here, yes, I do. Oh, that doesn't help. She has several colors in her mane, so why is it pink has been picked as the picture to show when she's younger? I don't think it was. There's a picture with Sunny Skies All Day Long, with her in the mud, and her hair is pink. So in her powered down form, her mane was pink. That could be one of the earlier pictures. I'm not sure. I'd like to. Even I don't know everything about the fandom, all the little memes and stuff. I only found out yesterday that Trixie's had a last name. I had seen the Trixie Lulamoon stuff, but I didn't exactly know where that came from. I saw, you might have seen the Sailor Moon spoof poster with her as Sailor Moon. And, I thought, oh, that's, this is pretty cool. I thought it was just, a spoof. But it turned out that I believe in some of the official toys, I'm not sure if it was here or overseas, but she was given the last name Lulamoon. And so, now it's canon, she has a last name. So, I don't know everything, and it would be great if you could send, little things like that into me. I'd love to know how her mane became pink. I could probably Google it, but it might be a little hard to figure out how to type in. But, and here we go. Drifting away from the subject matter. Where was I? Sorry. Let's see. So, oh yes, wow, I really did drift. Season 3 will be 13 episodes, but I'm hoping that they'll get back to doing 26 episodes for the next season. I really hope, of course, assuming there will be, although if Hasbro has any smarts, they'll keep it running. So, for the next, because this season is an experimentation, kind of, in a way. Now, if you watch Total Drama, I was a big fan of that show. I started watching it when Season 2 came out, Total Drama Action, and watched through all of that. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Total Drama had 26 episodes each. Season 4 was kind of an experimentation, like, fans were drifting away. It wasn't, it was losing something. It was losing what it had. So, they cut the fourth season to 13 episodes and experimented with a whole new cast to see how it would fly. Now, granted, the writing is still pretty good for the show, although, while the original premise was brilliant, it's starting to wear thin. And get this, there is a 5th season, which is going to be 26 episodes. Although I think that's the last season of that show, because I think they're going to combine everybody and crown the ultimate winner. Oh, and for the record, my favorite episode was the Season 1 special. The hour special where all of them are just set loose to find the $1 million briefcase on the island. That was really great. That was funny. I love that one. So, hopefully it'll follow a similar suit where they're experimenting with Season 3, and Season 4 will give us back to 26 episodes. Again, quality over quantity is good. I'd rather have 13 awesome episodes than 26 episodes. But still, it would be good. I mean, I've watched the 52 episodes over and over. I'll just have them on loop on my TV and fall asleep to them and stuff. And it would be nice, for some new official content. Because basically, without the show, the fandom does suffer. I noticed the fandom suffering during this ponyless summer, because it was a larger gap than last summer, and by the end, nobody had any news to report. Little bits of fandom here and there, but with no new ponies, there was nothing new. Again, new music was coming out, but again, those were remixes and redubs of the songs that we had already heard in Season 2, and artwork and stories following canon of everything up through Season 2. Season 3 will open a floodgate of new material from the new music. They could have up to a dozen new songs for us to remix and remix and remix, and it'll be awesome. New artwork, new characters, more character development. If we get any more Trixie in Discord, it'll reveal something about them. It'll be really awesome. Now, they have released a little bit, I believe 3 video clips from basically those first 2 episodes. I believe total 5 to 6 minutes. Of course, they're all out of context, so you can't really tell what's happening. The first thing I did when I saw them, it was like, okay, I'm going to watch this, but I'm going to keep the sound off. I know they were actually songs, so it wouldn't reveal all that much. And I thought, well, the only thing I'm really looking for is the how well the animation is, because Season 1 animation was par for Flash animated show. Season 2, they were giving a lot more to work with. So the show looked a lot better. And season 3, well, when I saw that first clip from that first song, and Twilight's hair is blowing in the breeze, and the background, Camelot Castle, is all detailed with the flags flying in the background, and it was just beautiful. I don't watch a lot of Flash animation cartoons. It's not my favorite type of animation. I still prefer like old cell animation from like the 80s and 90s. But it was most definitely the most beautiful animation in Flash that I've ever seen. And I can't wait to see how much more they do. I mean, that was just that one clip. Imagine what the whole episode will be like. So yeah, the animation is definitely, they got a lot higher budget, it seems. And they released a third clip, if you want to watch it. I'm sure it's somewhere, probably on YouTube or EQD somewhere, buried in the post. But it was released at the New York Comic Con, and I guess that actually this is a good segue to move into the next topic. New York Comic Con happened. I didn't get to go, sadly. I'm not going. Before you ask, I do talk a lot about cons, but I'm not going to anything until Anime Boston next year. And then I'll probably go to BronyCon and Everfree. Like, it'll be like 3 months, 3 cons. But that's my convention limit. So I didn't go to New York Comic Con. Although there were a lot of bronies there. Hasbro was there. They aired that third clip of Season 3, Episode 1, 2. They released more cards, and I'd like to talk about this for a minute. Now, I'm sure most, if not all of you, have gotten a hold of at least some of the My Little Pony cards. Now, these things basically sold out within a week of being released. I mean, it was crazy. And now I can't find mine. Oh, great. But these cards are not too hard to get, except for some certain ones. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. Sorry about that, folks. I just couldn't find my binder. It turned out to be right where it's supposed to be. But anyway, when I was at Everfree, I bought the binder. And, of course, it is beautiful. You might recognize the picture on the front of the 6 of them is from Season 2, Episode 2, when they finally turned Rainbow Dash from being all grayed out to normal. And it came with this Discord 6-card subset, which is beautiful. But the cards aren't too hard to get. From the regular cards 1 through 84, they're all common, they're all equally common. The tattoos, I've got like quadruplicates. The pop-up standees, I'm only missing one. The foil cards can be a little harder. I've been using eBay to get a couple of them. It's not too bad. You can pick up almost all the foil cards for about $3. The auctions can get a little tight. You've basically got to bid within the last 20 seconds. It's like you hit 20 seconds and you hit bid and just up the bid. And it's really the only way. I'm new to eBay bidding, but that was my experience. There's the Elements of Harmony 6-card subset, which I've actually got 3 of now, and no, I actually have 4. I bought one off of eBay, and it'll be coming in, the Rainbow Dash one, and I might be getting the other 2, if nobody else bids. So I'll have all of those. And it's actually a good idea if you want to pace yourself, if you're if you've got no one to trade, like, there's no one around here, I don't know any bronies I could trade with. If I went to a convention, I'd bring this, and it'd be trading, and you could get most of the cards. I mean, at Everfree, there were like millions of cards floating around. It was awesome. But yeah, it's best to pace if you want to pace yourself, but when buying the cards, to focus on one set at a time, like the Elements of Harmony 6-card subset, the Royal Wedding subset, the regular foil parallel cards, and the Gold series. Now, the Gold series, they're really nice. Now, I bought a Nightmare Moon for $7, $8.25, and that's pretty good. I already had a Princess Cadence Gold card, although I wish the backs were different. It's only the front of the cards that vary, between them. Like, you've got like 5 different Rainbow Dash cards, but the back of them are all the same. So you can pick up the Gold Series cards if you watch for about a month, you could pick all of them up for about $10 each. And there are 8 of them, 4 regulars and 4 box toppers. And if you're not buying the boxes, then there's no way you're going to get those box toppers. Now, the hard part, and here's where the segue is, brings it all back to New York Comic Con. The special foils. On the original list here, there's 6 listed. Applejack, well, the main 6, basically. And we know Rarity was the BronyCon exclusive. Now, that card's going for $150 each on eBay. Yeah, that's tough. Fluttershy was first released at Everfree, and I picked up one there. And later you could get one if you did an online survey. Sorry about that. But the others are unlisted. Now, it turned out that Rainbow Dash was actually released at San Diego Comic-Con, but nobody knew about it. I mean, it seemed that, like, nobody knew, and the card was kind of just forgotten about. It's not even listed on this list, and this was printed several months after San Diego Comic-Con. But they re-released it at New York Comic Con. So now there are a lot more copies floating around, and you can pick one up right now for $100, if you're lucky. Let's see, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, Rarity. Applejack was at Canterlot Gardens. And again, her card is expensive. Twilight Sparkle was actually released. There's a My Little Pony lunchbox tin that comes with 6 packs of cards and the Twilight Sparkle gold card. Not gold card. The Twilight Special... blah, 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 blah. The Twilight Sparkle Special Foil. That one's not going to be too hard to get. Because all you have to do is buy the tin and you get that special card. Fortunately, if you can find them in stock at your local store, it should be good. I think they're supposed to be at Walmart. I'm not sure. Pinkie Pie has not been announced. There are actually 3 extras. I believe Derpy Hooves, who's also at New York Comic Con. That was like a surprise. We only knew like a little bit in advance, like a week maybe. So Derpy Hooves was there, and you can get a Derpy Hooves card, which makes sense because she's not included in the regular card set. And I believe, according to EQD, there are actually 2 others. I think one of them is like Octavia, and I'm not sure what the other one is. But these cards can be really hard to get, and they're really expensive. I mean, I'm glad I've got one, and I know I can get all of these cards relatively easily, except for those special foils. I'll eventually get it, though, but not all of us will be able to get complete sets, especially with the rarity of those cards. Let's see if I can't pull up the document with the correct file. And I cannot find it. But yeah, so it's going to be really hard. Also, since they've started to reprint the cards, it's kind of the second batch. So all the cards out right now are all first batch, and they're the ones with the errors and stuff. So if you can, try to do your trading and stuff now, and at least get a complete first set, because that's kind of pretty awesome. But I don't think there's going to be any way to tell the first printing from the second printing, apart from the error cards. Like Spike, I believe, has an error. I think Octavia has an error. One of the pet cards had a pretty big error. Oh yeah, Pee-wee. It doesn't say pets in the corner. And there were a lot of errors, but it's pretty cool that way. It makes the cards more awesome. It makes them 20% cooler. That is 3 times. Remember, I said I'd keep a count. That's 3 times I've used that phrase. I gotta write that down somewhere. Anyways, so these are the cards, and hopefully a lot of you will at least be able to get the whole set minus the special foils. If you've got one special foil, be glad, because I mean, unless you've got $1,000 to spare on cards, you're not going to be able to get those special foils. So that brings us to New York Comic Con and the release of Season 3 clip. And so that brings it all together, I think. Anyways, so that's our biggest news. Our other news is the My Little Pony comic. And this is a pretty big thing. And I've got to say it, the pre-orders for this comic book, they're over 90,000. And yes, that's more than 9,000. So they actually beat out, I think, the Uncanny X-Men and Detective Comics. And right when Marvel's, DC, when they've got that the new 52 and they reset everything. I don't care for that though, because I wanted to see Detective Comics hit 1,000 issues. But this isn't a Batman podcast. That's another podcast. But the comic books, there is a slight problem. Now, everything is going to be correct, like with the show. Everything will match. So we shouldn't have the problems of conflicting continuities. Everything should mesh perfectly. I mean, the comic books might not reference the TV show, and the TV show won't reference any of the events in the comic book. But there won't be any conflicting stories, so far as I know, so that you can call everything the same universe, and it's good. It's not like Sonic the Hedgehog. Ugh. No, if you want to hear all my rantings about that, go to last week's podcast. There is one problem. Now, IDW comics are a little more expensive than regular comics. And you're going to want to go to your comic book store and pre-order, because they don't do home delivery like Archie does. But you're going to have a little bit of a hard time collecting these comic books. Now, I don't know about you, but me, it took me a while before I found a comic I wanted to collect, and that ended up being Sonic the Hedgehog. So I have, most issues. Recently, I think 1 or 2 special issues, they had alternate covers for Sonic. I think there were only like 3 alternate cover issues. That's not too bad, right? Well, My Little Pony issue 1 has a whopping 19, yes, you heard me, 19 covers. What started out as a confirmed 8 turned into 19. This is going to be hard, mostly on our wallets, and the fact that we've got to order them from all these comic book stores across the nation. Issues 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and... No, sorry. Variants 1 through 6 are the main 6. And they all go together to form a big picture, or several pictures, as far as I can figure from the rumors. And you can buy those all in a box set. It's pretty cool. I've already pre-ordered a box set. And there are... let's get my math right here. 13 variants. Now, they finally released a list of the variants. Variant 7, it says 10 copy incentive. I have no idea what that is. I don't know if it's... Oh no. I hope it's not buy 10 copies of this comic and we'll give you this for free. Because that would be terrible. Then you'd have to, like, find 10 comics you like. And that would be expensive. Subscription variant. Okay, that one's acceptable. And I'll be subscribing, so I'm not worried about that. And then we've got the retailer exclusive variants. Midtown Comics, Third Eye Comics, Lone Star Comics, Hastings, Double Midnight Comics, Dynamic Forces, Wonderworld Comics, Larry's Comics, Jetpack Comics, and a joint Larry's and Jetpacks variant, and a secret mystery variant. Oh, and there's the box... yeah, I listed the box set. Oh, it says here, box set covers A through F. I know for a fact I'm getting those 6 covers, the Lone Star comic, because I used to buy a lot from them, and the subscription variant. So I'll have 8. But that means that we've got to go and search through Amazon and eBay and go through Lone Star's back issues and buy all these variants. And this could be hard, because they're going to get rare. I think the most I ever paid for a comic was issue number 1 of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was technically a gift, but I think it was $40, which was really good because that copy can go for $100. But yeah, so this is going to be. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm fine with the 6 variants, the subscription variant. It's fine with that. But all these random cover variants, it's going to be hard. Issue 2 isn't really any better. There's already there's not much info on issue 2, but what I have here, it says 3 covers. Cover A has Twilight Sparkle and Fluttershy, and it says cover B and cover C. Now, I can only assume that means cover B will have, like, Rainbow Dash and Applejack, and cover C will have Pinkie Pie and Rarity. Although, no, you know what? I'm betting that Applejack will be with Rarity. Because Rare Jack is best ship. Then there's going to be 2 retailer exclusive variants, but it does not say what retailers. And then this, which I'm a bit confused. A 10 copy incentive, a 25 copy incentive, and a 50 copy incentive, which is listed as rumored. Again, I don't know what this means. And 50 copy, that can't be good. I mean, I don't know anybody that can afford that many comics at one time. I mean, sure, if you're paying 50 cents a piece for like some 70s Archie comics, yeah, but if you've got to pay, what is the average price, like $3 now? $3 to $4 a copy, that's $100 plus at once. Yeah, that's not good. Again, I think this was from either Equestria Daily or Derpy Hooves News, but they're going to be doing an article at some point in the future. The ship date is November 14th. November 28th, because it was pushed back because pre-orders jumped so far. I mean, that's only, that's okay. I mean, usually, we hate it when things are pushed back, but if it's being pushed back because we ordered so many of them that they didn't have enough copies in stock, then it's okay. I'd like to actually get your opinion on how long you think the My Little Pony comics could run. I'll read every letter. But I'm wondering several things. First of all, how many issues at 12 issues a year do you think will they put? How far do you think it'll go? Will it go 24 issues, 36 issues, any random number you think it could go? And how long after the show goes off the air? I mean, like, I'm hoping years in the future, like after season 8 or something. Because we've seen, like, Teen Titans and Scooby-Doo. Those comics continue, even though the shows are no longer being made anew. Teen Titans ended several years ago, and Scooby-Doo is on again, off again, on again, off again, at best. So, I'd like your opinion on what do you think. I really don't know. My personal opinion, I think it'll be popular so long as the show is running. Eventually the whole thing will calm down, and maybe there'll be enough fans where it'll still merit them. It'll show a profit for IDW, and they'll continue to publish them. I just hope that things don't go like the Archie Sonic comics and it gets terrible and it's just like, I won't go into it because I'll be like all mad and stuff, and it's a lot of sighing. Sorry about that. So this is pretty good. Well, I mean that we're getting comics. It's bad that there are so many variants because none of us are going to be able to get a hold of these variants. Oh yeah, and just to remind you, these 19 covers, it's the same issue. It's everything within the pages are the same, pretty much. It's just the cover. Maybe there'll be a little note on the inside about the cover or whatnot, but it's the same story. So even if you're flat broke and you want to get it, just subscribe, because subscribing is cheaper than buying individual copies usually, and you'll get the story. And then, of course, someone will probably go and post it online, the whole thing scanned, and then we can read it there. But people, that won't hurt sales. I mean, I don't think, that wouldn't hurt sales. So, comics. So those are our big 2 news items. I didn't actually have a subject planned out for today. I was thinking last time to do Candlelight Gardens, but at this point it's kind of old news, and I never got around to watching it, all the footage. It was good, but I heard it was good, but I never got around to watching the footage. So, let's check here. Derpy Hooves News. Well, let's check Equestria Daily first. What's on the front page? Music. Let's see. Some comics. CSI Mad Max put up 2 comics today. One of them is really funny. Trixie, standing in front of a wishing well. And she's like, "The great and powerful Trixie wishes to be the most great and powerful unicorn who ever existed in the universe." And she throws a coin in. Poof! Then you see she's turned into Twilight Sparkle, and she's like, "Oh, you little piece of..." And so, yeah, that's... I laugh every time I see this. Wow, I replied to it. Well, I thought I replied. Oh, no, I didn't. But awesome, because he hasn't done a comic in a few weeks, or posted one that I've seen. But, yeah, awesome. Let's see. So, not really a lot on... Well, there's always a lot on Equestria Daily, just not a lot of news. Let's check Derpy Hooves. I've got all this stuff favorited, so it's pretty easy to get to. And loading. Interview. Entertainment Weekly announces Season 3 premiere for November 10th. That's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, I didn't have a subject. Let's talk tumblrs. Tumblrs are always good. I follow like a dozen or so. Whoops. I don't want to do that. I follow about a dozen or so tumblrs. Oh, Ask Princess Molestia just updated. Yeah, and that's one of my favorites. Most of the blogs I follow are actually all pony related. They're okay, most of them. An update here, an update there. But there are 2 that are really good. The first one is Woonastuck, aka Moonstuck. And I mean, Moonstuck is funny. It's basically a little chibi version of Luna that's like infinitely cute, and she just goes on her adventures on the moon, and runs into some other ponies and the bat ponies, and I think Discord pops in there, and Celestia is mentioned, and it's pretty good. The drawings are great, and it's been going for almost a year, and in fact it's a year next month, I believe. And you can follow that at woonastuck.tumblr.com. That's WOONA stuck.tumblr.com. And it is great. I've like saved every picture on my computer, because I do that with internet comics. I'll save them so I can read them in case I ever lose the internet, or just keep them on file in case they ever disappear from the internet, because it has happened. And it has been... Let's see, I'm just checking this now, and the first post was November 24th, so yeah, it's been going for 11 months, actually. It is actually almost done. It hasn't finished yet, even though she hasn't updated in a few days. She said that she's still there doing it. It's really funny, and she's cute, and the whole thing is basically grace. All the colors, it's just blacks and grays, so it's not colored in, but it's really funny, witty. It was like Homestuck, is basically the pony version of Homestuck. You could send in commands, and she would write a comic about it. At this point, I don't know if she disabled comments because people were like spamming. It was like, "Oh no, are you done? Are you done? Or is it over? We don't want it to be over," and stuff like that. So she turned that off. I don't know how closely she's doing with the I always say she. I can never tell. I never know with these on the internet if a person is male or female. I don't always pay attention to the bios. But when it comes to ponies, for some reason, I automatically assume it's a she. So, if I get that wrong, don't, be mad or anything. It's just the way things are. Anyways, so, awesome place, Moonstuck. And really funny. If you want one of the best pony tumblers for comics, this is definitely the one. Another one I follow, and now while Moonstuck is for all ages, there's one which really is for adults only. It's the Ask Princess Molestia and Gamer Luna. And that's at askprincessmolestia.tumblr.com. And this one's actually a pretty old one too. It's been going for over a year now. And what can I say? It's comical. I mean, it's really funny. It's never explicit or anything. And it's really funny. Like one of the more recent ones. Zero Kitsune asked, "Dear Princess Molestia, do you ever get jealous of Princess Luna's popularity?" "Maybe, kinda. I mean, I don't really mind." And then you see her, and there's a guard strapped to the wall. "I see all that mail sorry, it's not a guard, it's a mailman. A mail pony. I see all that mail for Luna. Why am I getting so few? Are you holding out on me? Talk, or you'll get the banana!" And she's holding up a banana with the top hat. "Don't hurt me. I just deliver the mail." Yeah, it's funny. She'll be in suggestive outfits or suggestive poses, and I won't go too into it to keep the ratings down on this podcast, but it's pretty good. She's actually having a Nightmare Night contest. Let's see. Suggest a costume for her. It can be anything as long as it's not explicit. Write a sentence or two about why you follow her. And it is a guy writing this one, I know that. You must have an OC pony. Very important. If you don't have an OC pony, you can't participate. Attach your OC pony reference to your email. I shall pick 3 of the most unique entries. Oh goody, the winner gets their original character visited by Princess Molestia wearing their suggested costume on Nightmare Night. Please send all emails to askprincessmolestia@gmail.com with the title Nightmare Night Contest 2012. Anyway, now that I've plugged Princess Molestia, I might even go into that contest October 19th through 25th, so it technically hasn't... Oh, no, yeah, it's been up for an hour now. Oh, yeah, it was posted an hour ago. So, those are the 2 blogs I follow. There are some other blogs. There's actually a different Ask Gamer Luna, and it's got some pretty good artwork, actually, and a really cute Celestia. But that one's kind of on pause, and there's not really much for that one. Let's see. Ask the Crusaders is pretty good. They did that awesome animation. I believe... I can never remember the name of that song. Picture Perfect Pony. They did the animation for that. Ask the Crusaders. Let's see. I have Ask Stalker Lou, which is pretty cute. It's Scooter Lou in her stalker uniform, but it's all cute and stuff. And she wears these awesome night vision goggles. But that one's a good one. That one's safe for work. And there's some other random ones I've got here that are mostly for artwork and whatnot. But yeah, those are the best I've found. If you can suggest any really good pony specific tumblers, because I have I'm still new at Tumblr. Speaking of Tumblr, I'm actually putting up a Tumblr. It's not going... I can't reveal much about the project right now, but it'll be a ongoing comic. Full page. It'll be a different style than the American IDW comic. I hope you can pick up on that hint there. It'll be ongoing. I want it to be really good. The artwork will be really good. I'm having Celtic Goddess Aponia help me, my sister. And it will be My Little Pony. It'll focus on some certain very popular characters that are not the main six. And there'll be adventures, and I'll throw in a little steampunk and retrofuturism, but I'll try to keep it all like canon, like what it would be like if it was in the show. And I've overanalyzed this a lot, so I should be able to keep stuff pretty close. So you can expect, like, if you liked Fallout 3, then I'm definitely going to try to throw in different, very subtle Fallout references. I'm not going to do it until Christmas. I'm not uploading it because when I do a manga story... there I said manga. Okay, yes, it's a manga version of ponies. So there you got a freebie. Be happy. Whenever I do a manga of anything, I always write out the script in a fan fiction version. So the whole story would be already set, or in this case, the story is set into several arcs. So I'm not going to start until I've basically got arc 1 written completely. And I'm hoping for it to be really long and ongoing. I don't know how long it'll go, but it'll probably be at least a year, hopefully. Maybe ongoing. It could continue to go until the show ends. Who knows? But so I'll be having a new Tumblr. I'll announce that on my DeviantArt page. When I get it. Oh, and speaking of DeviantArt, I'm having a sale on my pony plushies. Rainbow Dash at $99 for a Rainbow Dash plushie. My first batch of plushies there. I still have 4 from the first batch. So I've lost my... Oh, yes, tumblrs. So, yeah, I think I've touched on tumblrs enough. Fan fiction of the week. I've downloaded a few, but I haven't gotten around to reading them. I'll probably suggest something and then watch it turn out to be a clopfic or something. Let me check my main files here. But I read a lot of fan fiction, and I write some. Not too bad for my first year of fan fiction. Actually, according to my email, I only joined fanfiction.net in February, and I think I started writing my first story in December. Nuts. I can't access any of my files because I haven't installed the word processor yet, so all these doc files are just blank icons, and that's the wrong file in the first place. Let's see. Well, actually, I've got one. I haven't read it yet, but it's supposed to be... Actually, here's one I have read. The Legend of Mare Duel. This one's a pretty good length, actually. So I haven't read... I read, the first 2 or 3 chapters. Basically, after the whole Mare Duel episode... the mysterious Mare Duel, Pinkie Pie decided to carry on the fight and be the guardian of the night. Oh, I rhymed. Scary. And so she's, basically Batman, only pony version. And so she goes around saving people and stuff, and nobody knows except the main 6. No, they're the only ones who know that it's Pinkie Pie. And then she gets into a huge fight. I can't remember exactly, and she's really beat up and ends up staying unconscious at Zeccora's. She's in a coma for 2 weeks, and when she comes out of it, Ponyville is under martial law, kind of. There are all these evil griffins, and they're drug-running evil griffins, and they're kind of trying to infiltrate the town because they want to infiltrate Canterlot, but the Royal Guard's presence is so high, there are guards everywhere, that they can't get in. Ponyville is the closest town to Canterlot, even though it's a 12-hour train trip. So they're infiltrating. So now there's a police department, and she's got to deal with the Griffins and watch out for the police and try to make appearances as Pinkie Pie so that she's nobody gets suspicious. And they had to make excuses as to why Pinkie was absent for several weeks from being a baker's apprentice and being away from town, basically. So it's a really good read. From what I was reading, oh wow, I've been struck with brilliance. I love it when this happens. Actually, the picture of that goes with it on FimFiction is the cover of a comic book. Ooh, you know what I'll do? I'll put it in my open projects. I'll go and make a different comic book cover version for each of the chapters, and send it over to the author. Ooh, that's so good. I gotta write that down somewhere. I should have a file here. So that's my one fiction of the week, and that is I can't find it now. Wow, now I can't find it. I want to give you the correct title here. The Legend of Mare Duel. I don't have the author, and I can't open the file. But it's... silly me. Silly Philly. I can just go on fimfiction.net. I knew that. Let's see. The Legend of Mare Duel. The Legend of Mare Duel on FimFiction. Yes. By JD2K. That's JD, the letter 2K. Who knows what disaster is about to strike Ponyville and its innocent citizens? Who strikes fear in the heart of evildoers who bring harm to the quaint, quirky town? The mysterious Mare Duel knows. When Pinkie Pie decides to remain the sole Mare Duel, her choice ends up having both positive and negative repercussions for herself and for her town. An ongoing series about her challenges in keeping both her regular life as well as her hero alter ego. And it is, 115,866 words total. Chapters vary from 3 to 16,000 words apiece. And there are 12, well, actually there are 13 chapters because there's a bonus chapter in there. Yeah, ooh, I should totally do those and give them to the author. That'd be awesome, those posters, covers. I'll have to wait till I finish reading it. But, so that's my one fan fiction of the week. And it's pretty awesome. I probably should have opened the show notes, which I can't because I can't access anything. Sorry about that, folks. All my show notes are in doc. I can't open it. How long have we been going, anyways? Oh, just over an hour. Okay. This is actually a pretty good show for one where I didn't actually have any subject material to talk about. Or main subject, I should say. So, let's see. Oh, con news. I totally forgot about that. Let's see. Well, a lot of the pony conventions have actually passed. I don't have access to my notes. I'll see what I can find online. Let's see, the New York Comic Con has passed. Let's see, have they announced BronyCon 2013? And it's just summer 2013. Everfree is open. Registration, it is, I believe, pre-registration is $50. So it's up a little from this year's. At the door is $55, subject to availability. Dealers are $80, and fulls get in free. You have to purchase membership before June 15th to get the discount. And that is July 5th through 7th in Seattle at the Hilton, which was right across the street at that really nice hotel and convention center from where we all had to walk up that stupid hill. Which gave us exercise for that weekend. So it was good. Let's see. Las Pegasus Unicon. Good. It comes up when you type it in. February 22nd to 24th, 2013, at the Riviera Hotel and Casino. Interesting fact, I believe, if what I've heard is correct, the owner of the Riviera is a brony, which is really cool. Let's see. They've got some announcements here for, let's see. John Delancey is going to be there. Let's see. The Riviera's Grand Pavilion Ballroom will be transformed pony style. Ooh. The event is 20,000 square feet, which is pretty good. They are having the Beetle Bronies, Equestria Dude, Taps, I Be a Brony Rapper, Pony One Kenobi, Yelling at Cats, Cyril the Wolf, I always pronounce this wrong, Funning, F3ning, F3NNING, Silva Hound, Hey Las Vas, Tarby, and Aviators. So, that's going to be at the rave. It looks like they're going to have a rave, just like they had at Everfree. But again, this is more expensive. This is about $80 for a ticket. And although staying on the strip can be pretty cheap, depending on the time and where you stay. So, there's that, and, oh, silly. Oh, yeah, I said the date. And there's Equestria LA, which is coming up very soon, actually. November 3rd and 4th. It was originally going to be 1 day, but now it's 2 days. Hotel registration is running out. William Anderson will be there. Lauren Faust will be there. Ooh, they're going to have a BronyCon the documentary exclusive screening. Tara Strong and Megan McCarthy will be there. And their, let's see, Equestria LA shirts are on We Love Fine. Andrea Libman will be there. Oh, exclusive rates for the Equestria LA attendance at the Anaheim Hilton. Oh, that's a nice... Wow. That is a nice hotel. Are you picking this up? Sorry. Wow. Yeah. This is really nice. Let's see... It says exclusive rates, although it doesn't say where. Let me follow this. No, it doesn't. I'd have to do some more searching. But this is pretty... Wow, yeah. This is 5-star. This is... Yeah. Wow. We bronies, we really get this pretty good stuff. I don't think there have been any big anime cons coming up, or furry cons. I'll take a look. Whoops. Let's see. Anime conventions. Animecons.com. Conventions. Yeah, let's see. They list a lot of little ones. Oh yeah, and you can go to animecons.com and they give long listings for like upcoming. Oh, Youmacon is happening. How could I forget about Youmacon? Anyways, the premier fan convention is going to be November 1st through 4th, 2012. And it is going to be in Detroit, Michigan. So I wouldn't stand outside if I were you. Let's see. Wow. I'm going to Youmacon site now. Oh, this is pretty good. Let's see. 3-day is $60. Online registration is closed, but badges are still available at the door, it says. Thursday's program is free and does not require a badge. And the Holiday Inn is giving special rates. I do not know who is going to be there. Oh, gee, announced guest. Scott McNeil, he sounds familiar. Little Karibo, I know him. Yeah, I've heard of him. I listen to him. Let's see. Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, great. Linkar is going to be there. Team 4-Star is going to be there. Let's see. Let's see if there's a events and activities. Autograph, scavenger hunt, charity ball, cosplay, dance, karaoke, live action Mario Party, maid cafe, awesome. Mystery Science Theater for 1,000. Great, some guys watch old movies and rip them apart. Otaku Family Feud, Youmacon abridged. Nice. I know what Chow is going to be there. I thought they had... Oh, attendee panels. Here we go. Let's see. They've got a lot, it's totally otaku. It's pretty cool. There are several After Dark panels. Lolita, Sailor Moon, How to Con 4, the official strategy guide, cosplay on a shoestring, superhero time. Let's see. Oh, a guide to otaku-ness. Let's see. Wow, they have a lot of panels. But I do not see Wachow, and I was pretty sure they were going to be there. Although they might just get an 18+. But yeah, so that's going to be pretty cool. It's at the Renaissance Center, November 1st through 4th. So that's a Youmacon. Pretty awesome. Let's see. Any else? I'm seeing a lot listed here. Several smaller conventions, some foreign conventions. I have to look more into these. I don't know what a lot of these are. These are all just anime, manga, otaku-ness. I know Anime Boston is May 24th through 26th, and I'll be there. I don't know about, let's see, Further Confusion. Let's see when they are. Further Confusion. Oh, gee. I'm going to miss it. January 17th through 21st for Further Confusion 2013. Forbidden Planet. Nice. Let's see. World's largest furry convention, celebrating its 15th year. Wow. Good for them. It'll be held at the San Jose Convention Center, San Jose Marriott, and San Jose Hilton. Wow. Let's see. 17th through 21st. Wow, that's actually long. 17, 18, that's a 5-day convention. Wow. Never heard of one that. I've never seen one that long. And it looks. It looks like they're kind of doing a. I'm not sure what their Let's see, registration. Registration, $45. No, sorry, $50. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, $50. That's not too bad. It looks like, I'm not sure what their theme is this year. It says Forbidden Planet. I'm not sure exactly what that is. But, so that's that. And I think that's about it for con news. I think we've touched on everything. Talked a lot about ponies this week. Actual pony news to talk about. So, yeah, I think we are good. Let's wrap this thing up. I didn't even have a song in the middle here. Wow. Anyway, so I am Okami the Wolf 1, and this has been the last Pegacast, hopefully on iTunes by the time you listen to this. Enjoy this song too. Good night.
My little pony, what is friendship all about? My little pony, friendship is magic. I used to wonder what friendship could be, until you all shared its magic with me. When I was young, I was too busy to make any friends. Such silliness did not seem worth the effort it expends. But my little ponies, you opened up my eyes, and now the truth is crystal clear and splendid summer skies. And it's such a wonderful surprise. My little pony, I used to wonder what friendship could be, until you all shared its magic with me. When danger makes me wanna hide, the rainbow dash to my side. Kindness is never the choice of life. Once bitten, twice buttershy. For honesty, no pony can deny. You are the apple jack of my eye. A heart that shines so beautiful, a rarity to come by. And you all make fun and laughter as easy as speaking by. My little pony, I used to wonder what friendship could be, until you all shared its magic with me. Our friendship's magic, and it's growing all the time. A new adventure waits for us, each day is yours and